Could your work from home process be a bit more productive? Working from home has a lot of added benefits. There's no commuting, so you can save some money when it comes to filling the gas tank. There's no need to dress in a particular way, except for maybe a nice shirt when conducting Zoom meetings, and no colleagues near your desk to chat with and distract you during your workday. That's not to say working from home is a breeze. It comes with its own challenges and ones that tend to focus mostly on productivity. Whether you're working from home on a regular basis or just once a week, we all need to make sure that we're using our time effectively. I'm Alex with Jotform, and in today's video, we'll discuss some effective and practical tips that can help you be the most productive work from home employee you can be. Let's go. One of the biggest pros about working from home is also one of the biggest cons: flexibility. It's common that with work from home employees, you get to create your own hours and work whenever you like. For some people, having to get to an office by a certain time ensures that they'll get their day started early. However, when your office is in the same building as your bed, it can be tough getting to work. For other employees, this could have an adverse reaction, meaning they never stop working. This is where creating your own structure and work schedule comes into play. Take some time to sit down and create your schedule. Figure out when you want to start your workday and when you'd like to be done working for the day. Take advantage of the work from home flexibility and schedule out a day that best suits your particular situation. Take your lifestyle into account when creating your schedule. If you have a family, you can block out time to spend with them. Perhaps you want to schedule your daily exercise or meet a friend for lunch. Figure out what you'd like to accomplish in a day, what your priorities are, and then schedule them in. At the end of the day, your work from home routine will likely look different than your coworkers, but that's okay. Everyone works differently. It's just figuring out how and when you work best and implementing that to your advantage. The next step in boosting your work from home productivity is creating an action plan. You know when you work best, and now let's figure out what you'll be working on. An action plan is different from your daily work routine. It can be really easy to make it to your computer to work, but without a work plan, you can end up wasting time without realizing it. Your action plan will be different from a to-do list, as it includes only the things you plan to do that day. So instead of listing all of the work you need to get done, make a focused, smaller list of what you can accomplish on that particular day. Here's how to create your action plan. Each morning, reflect on your work, goals, or other big projects you are working on. Then create a list of steps you need to do to accomplish those tasks. Again, take large tasks and break them down into smaller ones. We don't want an action plan that's 20 items long. Make 3 to 5 specific small goals that you can accomplish in one day. Making your small and intentional action plan will make a huge difference to your overall productivity. Don't forget to order your action items. Don't sit down and do what you feel like doing. Just start at the top of your list and get to work. Your work team is a valued asset that becomes difficult to utilize when working from home. Instead, make it a priority to communicate with your team often. In an office, there are tons of opportunities for you to stop by a coworker's desk or catch them near the water cooler to touch base. When you work from home, it's a much different story, and it can feel quite isolating. A key way to avoid the isolating work from home island is to proactively share your work with your team. Doing so can boost your productivity in and of itself, but it can also help with group productivity, especially if you're depending on your work counterparts to complete a project on time. Communicating with your team is a much-needed productivity booster for all. This is how to implement coworker check-ins into your work from home routine. At the beginning of your day, let someone know what your plan is. Then, towards the end of your workday, let them know what you accomplished from your list. You can even implement a dedicated team productivity tool to make this process easy. If you don't have a team or other coworkers that you can do this with, don't worry. You can find a mastermind group or even use your customers to hold you accountable. Just give yourself deadlines and be sure to share that with them, like telling them a piece of work will be done by the end of the day. It may feel odd at first to tell others your plans for the day, but doing so will become easier over time, and you'll start to see the benefits of your work productivity. Our last productivity tip is to minimize your distractions. Sure, it sounds easy, but this can be a difficult step to implement. When working from home, there can be a plethora of distractions, whether that's friends or family who know you're home and can drop in or ask you for favors during your work time, distracting noise from inside or outside of your home, or the endless list of chores and errands you have scrolling through your brain. Not to mention the internet. This step is all about figuring out what your distractions are and minimizing them during your productive times by planning them in as breaks. Perhaps you have construction near your home that always happens for 2 hours in the morning. Instead of battling this distraction during work time and getting nothing done, use those 2 hours to complete some of your chores and errands instead. Then, when it's time to get work done, it's quiet and easier to be productive. When your work gets difficult or you're having an off day, it can be super easy to turn to one of your distractions, especially the internet and social media. Instead of shaming yourself for wanting to shop online or check your friends' Instagram stories, plan in some time to do those things. That could look like allowing yourself a 15-minute social media check in. Building in small breaks to allow for your distractions at a designated time makes you more productive overall. Another important part of this step is to communicate your work routine to your friends and family. If it seems like you're always working, they might justify interrupting you. Communicating your work times and break times can help them respect your working times more easily. This way, everyone wins. You still feel productive, and your friends and family feel like they're able to spend quality time with you. These 4 tips seem simple enough, and they truly are, but implementing and sticking to them can be a challenge. Just make small, tangible goals and see your work productivity blossom. Let's do a quick review. Here are 4 effective and practical tips that will help you to be the most productive work from home employee you can be. First, create a work routine to implement some necessary structure into your workday. Second, be deliberate with your workday and create an action plan of 3 to 5 achievable tasks per day. Third, communicate with your team to keep your workday on track as well as theirs. Fourth, minimize your distractions and plan them as breaks. And that's it. Welcome to the world of productive remote working. I'm Alex with Jotform. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.